from reading your book, from watching the TEDx talk, it became very apparent to me you like to learn a language, or you actually like to learn some phrases in languages when you visit countries. And I find that super, super interesting. And I'm assuming that's so you can communicate even better with those people that you are now going to be, alongside. Can you expand on this a little bit and your thought process behind it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I wish I could say I was multilingual. I'm not. I'm multi-phrasal. Oh, I know a handful of phrases in a lot of different languages. And it's interesting, as you were speaking then, I think the reason that I haven't made the effort to study a language and understand and be able to speak it fluently, to be able to converse fluently, is because I'm probably a bit lazy or didn't have enough drive to understand the whole language. But the reason that it was very important for me to learn a few phrases was a sign of respect. Mm-hmm. And a few phrases in the local language gets you so far. People love it. They warm to you. If they see that you've made the effort just to say, hello, how are you? It's a nice day. Where's the bank? Where's the restaurant? Just some simple phrases. If you go into a foreign culture and you initiate conversation in their language, and even if your accent's terrible, which they find endearing, it just goes a long way, man. Like when I first walked into Pakistan back in the 90s, before walking across the border from India into Pakistan, I went to a tailor and I had traditional shalwar kameez made. So the traditional Pakistani long shirt and pants that they wear. I had a beard. I learned how to say assalamu alaikum, walaikum salam. I learned a handful of Urdu words. Today is a beautiful day. Thank you. Shukriya. Just some simple stuff. And then I went into Pakistan. And I saw a Pakistan that a lot of people don't see. And I understand it's different for males and females. I get that.
Yep.
But I know males that have gone in through Pakistan and not had the experience that I had, because they went in there wearing a t-shirt and shorts and saying, "G'day, mate, how you going?"
Yeah.
They just had a different experience. So for me, I used to be, when I was younger, I used to be quite passionate about differentiating that I'm not a tourist. I would hate being seen as a tourist. So I used to really try and show up like a traveler. And for many years, when that's all I did, I didn't have a career. I wasn't trying to, do the rat race thing. I thought, well, how am I going to identify? Who am I then? If I'm not a builder or an accountant or a sales guy, who am I? I thought, I'm a traveler, And I used to think of that as a noble pursuit, because I was the one who was going into foreign cultures and understanding them and then taking those stories to another culture or back home, and, this global humanity, that I was a part of that. And so for me, it was important to go into any country that I was going into respectfully, and to go in to learn, not to go in to tell them how to do anything at all. Really to go in and experience their food, experience their culture, experience their routines, their rhythms, their energy, and not always agree with it. It wasn't like I was going and saying, "Oh, you're doing everything the most perfect way." No. We're humans. And Samuel, side note, can we swear on your podcast?
Absolutely. Carry on.
Great. I don't want to upset anyone.
Yeah, you're absolutely fine.
Yeah. So we're humans, and wherever you go, we fuck shit up. Mm-hmm. We're humans. That's part of being what we are, And so you go into different cultures, and I would just observe and go, "Wow, that's cool." And then I'd observe other stuff and go, "Wow, that's fucked, man." Internally, wouldn't tell them.
You see some stuff.
Yeah, you see some stuff. You see some stuff, and you get to really, connect with people on a much deeper level. And that, I was thinking then about a story. I share this story in my book. So I'll give you the very short version now. But in Thailand, my wife and I had been living on a small tourist island in Thailand, and I'd set up there tattooing. That's how I was earning money there. And so to be allowed to tattoo on this island, I got in and made friends with the gang, the local gang, and these boys, they ran a Rasta bar up in a tree house. They built this cool tree house, and it was the Rasta bar, and it was the cool place. All the hippies and travelers and backpackers would go and hang out there. And all the tourists would just see this kind of friendly version of these local Thai boys. I tattooed them for free, tattooed them to get in with them, got in with them, and I saw the real side of them. And the real side of them was that you don't mess with these boys. You know, they had guns. Mm-hmm. In Thailand, if you screw up, they'll kill you. You know, there's a whole side to Thailand that's not the touristy nice side. Yep. But I was mates with them. I got in really closely with them, and we were there for a couple of months. And there was some tension brewing between some of the tourists and some of these younger Thai boys. And these younger Thai boys were using amphetamines and drinking booze, and that wasn't good for them. And one night it erupted, man. It erupted into a terrible fight on the beach. The Thai boys started it. But it erupted into a brawl. And I'm talking about 100 people. So probably about 20 local Thai boys and about 80 tourists. And it was just this brawl on the beach, and it was horrible. You know, people were getting hurt and everything. And I'm a pacifist. Mm-hmm. I'm completely anti-violence. Anyway, I knew who the linchpin was of this whole situation, and I just ran through the crowd and picked him up over my shoulders and ran him around the back of a hut out of harm's way and pinned him to the ground. Local boy who I'd tattooed. I tried to tattoo him. He squealed like someone who was being. Anyway, so I took him around the back, and I knew that he was the linchpin. Yep. So I removed him, and my wife came with me, and she tried to calm him down, and I just held him in a bear hug restraint. And then, sure enough, the fight subdued, and people went off licking their wounds to go back to their huts. And one of the more aggressive older Thai guys was furious with me because I'd restrained his younger brother, and he came face to face with me, and he was foaming at the mouth. He wanted to kick the shit out of me, and he could have. He was like, I'm not a fighter, and he could have. But I looked him in the eyes with the 2 months of connection that we'd had, and I tattooed this man. He spent 4 or 5 hours under my needles, and I looked him in the eyes coming from a place of love, and he let me pass. He didn't beat me up. This is while I was physically holding his younger brother, and I took his younger brother home back up to the treehouse and calmed the whole situation down. Anyway, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I hadn't had the relationship with these guys that I'd had, if I hadn't gone in there respectfully, and formed proper bonds with them.
My name is Samuel Main, and I truly hope that you've got value from today's video. If you have, please do hit like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow.